steering control, and he's done. The official said, sorry, Tom, I don't care who you are, you're done.
One of the most anticipated moments when the fans on Double Down Friday, some of our biggest super fans who follow the sport, one of their biggest moments on Friday is to get in and see what Avenger's got. It's a new body style every year, a new, not body style, but a new paint scheme.
Right.
Always back to the 57 Chevy. How about this? Yellow-red combination is pretty sweet.
Kohler always has some great ideas for the following year. I know he's already got an idea for next year as he's slap wheeling across the track here, trying to defend his title as the current reigning World Finals Freestyle champion.
One of only 2 drivers to win more than one World Freestyle Championship. Mentz and Kohler, the only 2 have done it. They're also the only 2 who have been here for all 13 competitions.
That's right. Or you too.
I didn't compete. All right, moving it in reverse. We haven't seen anybody do anything in reverse.
You know, he
got to
didn't
find
want to back
something,
up.
yeah.
But he didn't want to back up. Oh my, hang on, Kohler. Easy there, cowboy.
I mean, that's how you take that back up and
That's
make
right.
it possible.
You bet. Oh man, tough landing right there. Hang on to it, Kohler. Hang on to it.
It is so tough.
Kidding? Yes,
From Tom's perspective, something's going to get maximum destruction, and Beaver knows he's got to fix it.
Yep.
Here we go. 10 times. Let me make sure I can say that right again. 10 times. World champion Tom Mentz. 4 of them have come right here in freestyle. Maximum destruction is going to go for it. You know that.
It's kind of fun to say, isn't it? I bet for Tom it's even more fun to hear.
Starting out big as you know he would. Back to the run we just saw with Lupe Sosa. I don't know what Tom's thinking. You never know. He's not going to tell us the strategy. He's going to come out and amaze everybody.
Tom doesn't know what he's
but
thinking.
I don't know what he was planning, if he's planning anything for that container that ended up where the backflips have come from. That thing is breaking down. There's nothing left there.
Well, Tom has to know that coming out this late in the event, oh no, oh my. Right front bottom forelink is broke on the truck. No matter, it's maximum destruction. It's Tom Mentz. You can see it hanging down there.
Yeah.
Front end is locking up on him. That's a big problem for Tom Mentz.
Oh my. How about that for a tease and a promise as Dennis heads back with a whole bunch of Team Gravedigger drivers. This competition continues, and it's the people's truck. Lupe Sosa, the advanced auto parts grinder, a former World Freestyle champion back in his El Toro Loco days, in the state-of-the-art, the best of the best. And oh my goodness, has he had a phenomenal year.
That he has.
In this truck. Whole team has. John Seasock's been great, Frank Kremel's been great, and Nicole Johnson. What a bonus she has been to that team. Looky there. Hello, Lupe Sosa. The advanced auto parts grinder starts the clock. Some huge wins for this team this year, and for Lupe personally in that truck, it doesn't get much bigger than the televised freestyle win he took in Miami.
Oh, that's for sure.
Oh, my goodness, is he popular down there, and this truck is loved down there, and it was a big night. Right now, though, he knows what he's got to do. Not only thrill the fans, which he came to do, but he'd love to come up with something to at least make the judges think that Cam McQueen
Absolutely.
got this thing. Did I tell you Cam McQueen's still in the hot seat?
Yeah, I noticed.
Northern Nightmare. We're gonna maybe we should rename it.
Here we go. Lupe Sosa up the ramp. Oh no!
Wow, what a sign! And we've seen him all week. Well, here it is. He's been bad to the bone for 30 years. The creator, the founder of the Gravedigger team, the icon, is in the house, and he is going for it. You know, he is in his mind dreamed about this, putting the icing on the 30th anniversary celebration cake with the World Freestyle Championship. Of course, he also didn't expect Cam McQueen to do what he did in Northern Nightmare. Nonetheless, this guy's never backed out from a challenge in his life. And look at this 30th anniversary body, the 3D Gravedigger. And when this thing went down the strip in Las Vegas, the fans just gasped.
Gave me goosebumps, let me tell you. You know, I got to say, a personal note, when I pulled into the pits on Tuesday afternoon, I saw Pablo Huffaker. We all know him as a Gravedigger driver. You know what Pablo was doing? He was over there taking pictures of that body because he hadn't even seen it yet. Well, now everybody's going to see the inside of Dennis's truck. He just shed that 30th anniversary 3D body out on the track in typical Digger fashion. He is going for it.
one of the hugest leaps of the night. I mean, Dennis is flat going for it right now. Might that be the most expensive trashing of a body in the history of the sport?
I hesitate to think about that, my friend.
I think I'm right. Here we go. And Dennis doesn't care because it's been about these fans for 30 years. He said it so many times. The amazing Gravedigger 30th anniversary experience is with us here in Las Vegas. And Anderson does not get to fill the time. Something about saving it for the end. That means even after we crown our champion, huh? Maybe more tonight. Here comes Lindsey Wink, Lucas Oil Crusader. This is not a knock on Lindsey to say he's an underrated freestyler. It's really just a testament to how great of a racer he is regarded. But you better not take him for granted in freestyle. Problem is, this thing's already beat up.
Yeah, so what difference does it make? It never does anyway to Lindsey, so he's going to go out there and do the best he can do for these outstanding Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam fans here at World Finals 13 Freestyle.
Second year for the Lucas Oil Crusader since Forrest and Charlotte Lucas and the team that takes Lucas Oil all over the world and brings it right here to the Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam. And boy, Lindsey and his crew chief Mike Christensen have just really gotten together now, and that's another team that, despite being kind of new, has really clicked from the get-go.
They're gelling. They definitely gel.
And again, I think it helps Lindsey with Mike's experience in the industry,
Sure he does.
coming up in the Christensen family, being a part of this since he was a baby too. And that's a guy he can trust to turn those wrenches for him. And Lindsey comes out with that confidence, and you can see it right there.
Yeah, all he's got to do is drive.
Native Canadian. Now it's been a big night for Canada.
Yes, it has.
We got Calgary's Cam McQueen sitting in the hot seat with the Maple Leaf representing Northern Nightmare in the lead. This guy was born in Devil's Coulee, Alberta, Canada. And actually, I believe Cam now calls British Columbia home. So we got a lot of Canadian representation. Of course, there are fans here from every Canadian province, so we know we're represented in Maple Leaf style. And Lindsey Wink would love to knock his buddy out of that hot seat, but he's got 28 seconds. He's going to have to really go for it here. The Lucas Oil Crusader, team based in one of their major corporate plants in Corona, California. And a lot of fans from the Corona plant are here in the house with us.
Yeah, they
in
sure
Las
are.
Vegas tonight. It's awesome.
I've seen more Lucas people here at this event than I have at any other event.
That's right.
It's outstanding.
And they proudly represent. The products are great. You know, that's how
That they are.
Down the bonus time now for Lindsey
Lindsey's
Wink.
got problems. He's got problems. Big time problems. Front end is broke on that.
Suicide roll. That's old Spanky Spagger from the thrill days.
Sure is.
Well, here's a guy who's given us a lot of thrills in his young career. To this date, he remains the youngest world champion in the history of this sport. And that's Adam Anderson behind the wheel of the Legend truck for Daddy's Gravedigger team. Again, the phenomenal onboard coverage we're bringing you this year. You're riding right over the shoulder and seeing exactly what Adam Anderson's looking at. As we talked about with Brian, here's another guy when you watch this truck. There are Adam Anderson's signatures to this truck.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That you're not going to find elsewhere because Adam works with the Gravedigger team, Josh Garcia and a lot of guys in the shop, Paul Cohen, but he builds this the way he wants it with his crew chief, Cole Bernard.
Yeah, him and Cole got together and all the guys in the shop, he designed this chassis the way he wanted. He designed the suspension. It's different than his dad's Gravedigger. It is different than his brother's Son of a Digger. His brother didn't like the way he was doing his. He did his a different design. So they all have their own mindset, and clearly they're all working well.
It's been a great year for Adam Anderson. What may be the greatest thing for him, he's got a bunch of high-profile wins, including in Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field, other places. But here's the thing. It looks like he may have finally put the curse of this place away. Since winning that World Championship, frankly, he's done nothing.
Right.
He's gotten shaken up here. He's been in bad crashes here. But again, he's at 100% health now. And look at this.
Oh, yeah.
He had a nice night in the racing competition, made it to the
curse is over.
semifinal round, and now look at him in freestyle. He'll take it into bonus time, and if you're Cam McQueen, you're at least getting a little antsy up there in the hot seat. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger the Legend, putting the pressure on Northern Nightmare for the lead. That may cost him a bonus point or two. not nice continuing on. Let me not jump the gun here.
Well, he knew what happened to Candace Jolly earlier on in Monster Mutt Dalmatian, and he wasn't about to let that happen to himself. However, he just about high-sided himself, but, you know, his skills as a driver, he just motored right on through it. Now he's going into the spin cycle.
Another big move coming after all the scores are in. All right, thanks, George. Here comes Charlie Parkins, who arguably gave us one of the greatest runs ever to win this world title 2 years ago. He may have to top that to beat Northern Nightmare and Cam McQueen. But back to George. He's calling it a double backflip. To me, a double backflip is going to happen someday when somebody does a 720-degree revolution in the air. But still, how can you argue with two consecutive back-to-back backflips? It was amazing.
Yeah, and I don't need to remind you here, buddy, we still got 9 more trucks to go after Charlie Parkins finishes this, and we're not even halfway through his normal regular time run here as he is catwalking the dog all the way across. Let me tell you, baby, that takes guts to do that.
All right, look, you and I watched Charlie Parkins. He has walked this track since it's been built more than any other driver, and they all study it. Charlie studies like a Harvard professor. Yeah. And I mean, that shows you he knew he wanted to do that move. He was going to ride it. Here it comes, backflip. Oh. Now
wait.
you go. I'm
going
to tell you, that doesn't happen without El Toro Loco sitting there. Northern Nightmare, 38 is a score to beat. Here is a guy who has finished as high as second in this competition before. Nobody remembers second. George Bellhand knows he wants to put Mohawk Warrior on the World Championship stage. Can he come up with a run for the ages and knock Cam McQueen off, who's still in the hot seat? Cam McQueen spent more time in the hot seat than anybody.
Between last year and this year, you're right, he has spent a tremendous amount of time in the hot seat.
You know, I'm trying to do my math. If you count the 23 from a year ago, he has now watched 30 straight runs from the hot seat.
I'd ask for an easy chair, because that's what you're going to need right there. Is Bellhand is sitting back in his easy monster truck and riding a slap wheel.
I'm not sure anybody has that technique down better than George. There's some in the same ballpark, but he can pull that baby out, and that just gets the fans so fired.
Absolutely.
Now the big air assault from the leader of the Mohawk Nation. Heck, it's now the Mohawk universe. I've seen some of the kids here who came over from Europe wearing Mohawk, so it's more than the Mohawk Nation.
Yep. The Mohawk world.
George Bellhand, sporting the proud Mohawk himself in his truck with an NGK spark plugs flag flying proudly off the back. I'm telling you, George is coming and bringing the A game, but he's still got to look for some wow factor.
One of these years, I think we should join the Mohawk Nation, World Nation, and support George.
Looked at the top of my head. You might be able to.
You can buy them. They come in hands. You can buy them.
Back to the action. We're down to 28 seconds left in regulation for George Bellhand and the Mohawk Warrior.
That was very cool how he just stood it right up there on that tabletop and just put it on the tail lights there and just let it hang there for a second.
In all honesty, he's got to give us some more here. And I'm surprised he hasn't gone toward that backflip ramp. Maybe they're not going to go after it with El Toro sitting on top. I just knew he wanted to attack that backflip ramp.
I don't believe you here, Scott. I don't believe you, because we're talking about George Bellhand here, and we're talking about the best of the best here. Nothing scares these guys. They have a plan in their head, and if there's an obstacle in the way, let's hit it. Remember, they've left obstacles on this track before, and they've hit them.
He is in bonus time. The scores from the regulation judges already coming in, and certainly not going to be at the Northern Nightmare level. Look at this. He's trying to pick up a bonus point or two.
Well, I'd really like to see him try and make an attempt at this ramp during bonus time.
Well, it's
and
over.
That's not going to happen.
It is still bonus time. All the scores are in. Anything else he does is for the delight of you, me, all the people watching, and of course, everybody.
Wait, look at this.
He did it. Oh, and another one.